The engine roared in my ears, a metallic scream that drowned out everything else. The phone pressed against my helmet was a pointless gesture. All I caught were fractured, ghostly syllables. What? Say that again. My sister's voice, sharp even through the distortion, finally sliced through. Get your ass back home. Now, you're getting married, or I'm freezing every account you have. Just like that, the open road ahead of me vanished, replaced by a dead-end street. I went back. I argued. I raged. It didn't matter. I found myself standing in a cavernous, flower-strewn ballroom, my wrists tied with a thick, silken cord, a scrap of red satin shoved in my mouth as a gag. The whole day had been a blur of watchful eyes and pinching fingers. Now, finally alone in the unfamiliar bedroom, I worked at the knots with furious, desperate teeth. The door clicked open. Liam stood there, tall and impeccably dressed in his wedding tuxedo. He leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, his expression one of cool, detached appraisal. He looked about as thrilled as I felt. I assume you've heard the rumors, he began, his voice smooth and deliberately unkind. My preferences lean toward a certain type. Sweet, gentle, the kind of Omega who smells like vanilla or summer rain. Not whatever this is. His gaze swept over me, still bound and disheveled. So here's the proposal. We lead separate lives. You don't speak. I'll take that as your agreement. Separate lives? Fine. Perfect, even. But the part about me not speaking? Did he not see the goddamn fabric in my mouth? A slow, hot anger started to burn in my chest. He wasn't here to negotiate. He was here to provoke. Fine. He'd get a reaction. I twisted my head, spitting the gag onto the plush cream carpet. My fingers, now free, finished unraveling the cord. I let the loops pool in my palm, the heavy silk cool against my skin. Hey, I called out as he started to turn away. Your beloved spouse is still tied up here. You just walk away? What's wrong with you? He glanced back, a flicker of surprise in his eyes at my unbound state, quickly masked by a deeper frown. Don't call yourself that. My wife could never be someone so feral. If your sister wasn't holding that merger over my father's head, someone like you would never set foot in this house. It had been a while since I'd been back in the country. Had the entitled elite always been this obnoxious? A grin spread across my face, all teeth and no warmth. This wasn't a wedding night. This was the starting bell. I advanced, the cord swinging gently from my hand. Sweetheart, I purred, the endearment laced with venom. Why don't you repeat that for me? Liam was strong, an alpha strength coursing through him. But strength without skill is just noise. My years on the amateur fight circuit abroad, the climbing, the racing, they'd honed a different kind of power. He'd clearly expected a docile Omega, not a brawl. And he'd been so confident he wouldn't need to touch me that his scent suppressant patch was firmly in place. It was almost too easy to wrestle him onto the massive bed, pinning him with my weight. I made quick work of his wrists and ankles, tying them with a ridiculously elaborate bow. For good measure, I landed a sharp, stinging slap on the back of his tailored trousers. Come on, louder, I taunted. I can barely hear you. He'd been spitting curses, but now he went quiet. His face flushed a deep, mortified red. When he finally spoke, it was a strained, breathy whisper. You're insane. Complete menace. I recoiled in mock horror. Ugh, what's with the tone? So gross. That got him going again, a fresh stream of indignant protests. A knock at the door cut him off. Mr. Vance? Mr. Cole? Is everything all right in there? It was the housekeeper, Mrs. Henderson, my sister's appointed sentry. I clamped a hand over Liam's mouth. We're fine, Mrs. Ash. I called out, pitching my voice into something bright and mischievous. Just some newlywed games. Don't worry about us. A deeply embarrassed silence followed from the hallway, then retreating footsteps. I was tired now, the adrenaline fading. I shoved the red satin gag between his teeth. ignoring the murderous glare he aimed at me. You'll have to make do with that for tonight, darling, I sighed, collapsing onto the bed beside his bound form.
I'm exhausted.
Good night. Sleep found me instantly and deeply. I woke to morning light and the sound of soft, pained groans. Liam was still there, the cords still loosely knotted. He must have been too proud or too disoriented to untie himself. With a sigh, I freed him, my movements brisk and impersonal. When I returned from the bathroom, he was curled on his side, face buried in a pillow, making small, unhappy noises. I walked over and gave his cheek a light pat. Rise and shine. Stop whining. He shot me a withering look and turned away. I grinned, seized the corner of the duvet he was lying on, and gave a mighty yank. He yelped, tumbling sideways, almost crashing to the floor. I laughed, the sound loud and unapologetic in the quiet room. He didn't lift his head, just kept it buried in the pillow. Still chuckling, I dressed and headed downstairs. Mrs. Henderson was setting the table. Good morning, Mr. Cole. Shall I prepare breakfast for Mr. Vance as well? Just call me Kai, please. And no, don't bother. He's recovering. Long night, you understand? I gave her a conspiratorial wink. She blinked, then offered a small, knowing smile. After breakfast, I grabbed the keys to my motorcycle and left. If this was the price of freedom under my sister's radar, I should have gotten married years ago. I stayed out for a week. The marriage, the alpha husband, the watchful housekeeper, all faded into a distant, unimportant buzz. My sister found me in a downtown pool hall, a half-finished beer in one hand, a cue chalk in the other. A married Omega, spending every night in places like this. She hissed, dragging me toward the exit by my ear. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Outside, I immediately switched tactics, slinging an arm around her waist. Come on, Elise, I'm sorry. Just this once? Forgive me? Get off. I can't deal with you anymore. Let your husband handle it. Husband. Took my brain a sluggish moment to place the name. Liam. I followed my sister's gaze. Leaning against a sleek, black sedan under the neon glow of the club sign was Liam. He looked perfectly put together and utterly disgusted. Model wannabe, I muttered, straightening my jacket. My sister poked a finger into my chest. You are going home with him. Behave. Elise, I whined, leaning close. Don't you love me anymore? Why are you pushing me toward him? It was the wrong thing to say. She used her own blazer to bind my wrists and marched me over, shoving me into the passenger seat of Liam's car. I watched through the window as she and Liam exchanged polite, empty words. When he finally slid into the driver's seat, his jaw was clenched tight. So I chirped, as if our last interaction had been a pleasant chat. What brings you to this part of town? Elise call you? He ignored me, staring straight ahead. Hey, I'm talking to you. Wait, did you tell on me? I kept chattering, a one-sided barrage of words. Thought you liked the sweet, quiet types. We had a deal. Separate lives. Why'd you have to interfere? Silence. The whole drive. He only spoke when the car rolled to a stop in the garage. We're here. Get out. I've always been perversely drawn to indifference. I leaned across the console, my face inches from his. What's wrong? Really mad? It was just one night. Or, I let my voice drop to a teasing whisper. Is this about that little spanking? A spectacular blush erupted from his collar to the roots of his hair. Shut up. Do you have any decency at all? What kind of Omega says things like that? I stuck my tongue out. He stared, his gaze suddenly fixed and intense on my mouth. I couldn't tell what he was looking at. What? I teased. Smitten already? He flinched back, the blush deepening.
Impossible.
A rude, selfish Omega who runs wild? Who could ever want that? I pouted, pulling away. Good. That's a relief. After that night, the tables turned. Liam became the one who stayed out. I was almost grateful, seeing an opening for my own escape, but Mrs. Henderson was vigilant. Even my fake phone calls to him were seen through. Finally, I dialed his number for real. A voice answered, light and sugary. Hello? Who is this? I need to speak to Liam. Oh, you're looking for Liam? And you are? A wicked idea sparked. I pitched my own voice higher, sweeter. This is his wife, silly. Dead silence. Then Liam's voice, tight with fury. Kui, what the hell are you doing? Who would ever willingly marry a reckless, untamed thing like you? The words were like a physical slap. My smile died. Say that again, Liam. I dare you. He paused, then bit out each word. I said, who would ever? I ended the call. Then, I manufactured 2 perfect tears, letting them trace down my cheeks. Mrs. Henderson rushed over. Kui? What's wrong, dear? I wiped at my face with a shaky hand. It's nothing. Just Liam, never mind. I think I'll go lie down. Please, don't disturb me. The concern in her eyes was genuine. Perfect. Once upstairs, I changed into dark, practical clothes, slid open my window, and shimmied down the drainage pipe. A quick text to a friend with certain skills got me Liam's location. He was at a whiskey bar I knew well. The bouncer, an old acquaintance, nodded me through. I found the private lounge, paid the bartender a hefty tip for the inconvenience, and kicked the door open. The scene inside froze. All eyes turned to me. Liam, at the center, looked like he'd seen a ghost. I held up the length of climbing rope I'd brought, smiling brightly. Honey, I'm here to take you home. Aren't you excited? He was at my side in an instant, face pale. What are you doing here? Don't make a scene. We can talk about this at home. I tilted my head, silent. He lowered his voice to a desperate growl. Kui, please, what do you want? I dragged the rough rope along his jawline. I think you need to learn some manners. To stop saying such ugly things. His eyes were wide, fixed on mine, his breath catching. He didn't move. I leaned back, puzzled. What? Cat got your tongue? He shook himself. No one's scared of you. Just go home. You're interrupting. A slender, delicate-looking Omega with artfully messy hair glided over, clinging to Liam's arm. That's right, sweetie. You should run along. I'll take good care of Liam for you. I looked at Liam. He was a statue offering no defense. A cold, clear anger settled in my gut. I smiled. Without a word, I swept my leg behind his knees. He crashed to the hardwood floor with a shocking thud. What is your problem? He yelled, struggling to rise. I placed my boot firmly on his thigh, keeping him down. My gaze swept the room. Listen up. Liam is married. If I find out any of you have been encouraging this behind my back, you'll get a personal introduction to my mixed martial arts coach. Understood? The silence was absolute. I nodded, satisfied, and hauled Liam up by his shirt collar. We're gonna have a long talk. In the car, he was rigid, his cheeks flushed with what I assumed was humiliation. Whatever you're planning, I won't give in. I unbuckled my seatbelt and leaned over him, my hand skimming the hard plane of his stomach. I heard his breath hitch. Slowly, I reached past him and popped open his door. I'm planning to go to sleep, genius. Now get out. I'm exhausted. We stumbled into the foyer. I was just toeing off my boots when I heard Mrs. Henderson's voice from the kitchen. Mr. Vance? Is that you? Liam was muttering behind me, oblivious. In a flash, I pivoted and buried myself against his chest, hiding my clothes under his jacket. Liam, I cried, my voice a dramatic, trembling warble. Where have you been? I was so worried. I couldn't sleep without you. I dug my face into his shirt, muffling fake sobs. His body went stiff as a board. Slowly, hesitantly, his arms came up to circle me, patting my back awkwardly. After a minute, I peeked out. The coast was clear. I slumped against him in genuine relief. That was close. Almost got busted. Have you had enough? His voice was strained. I looked up at him. It's just a hug. We're married, remember? No need for the chaste act. I poked his chest. Besides, damn, you do work out. What's your routine? I squeezed his pectoral muscle, then my own, sighing in frustration at the difference. When I glanced back at his face, it was completely crimson, the blush spreading down his neck beneath his shirt. I recoiled. Whoa, are you okay? Allergic to something? Don't you die on me. I'm too young to be a widow. You're impossible, he choked out, then brushed past me, storming up the stairs. I shrugged and followed, only realizing he'd entered my room when I heard the shower turn on. Too tired to care, I collapsed into bed. As I drifted off, a clean, soothing scent of crushed mint and fresh earth wrapped around me, pulling me into the deepest, most secure sleep I'd had in years. Waking up to sunlight and a handsome face beside me was a foreign sensation. For a moment, I just watched him sleep, an unfamiliar calm settling in my bones. My life had been one of constant motion and solitary wake-ups. This piece was new. Liam's eyes fluttered open. Morning, he mumbled, voice rough with sleep. Hey, I replied, still studying him. The morning light didn't highlight flaws. It made him look polished. What's your secret? Your skin is annoyingly perfect. I'm the Omega here. I'm supposed to be the pretty one. He sighed, a soft, exasperated sound. Maybe if you cursed less and relaxed more, you'd see a difference. I ignored that. Is it because you're always around those sweet types? Maybe I should try. He suddenly pressed his fingers to my lips. I blinked at him, confused. He looked strangely pained. Don't. Just go brush your teeth first.
Ido brush my teeth.
Indignant, I scrambled on top of him, pinning him to the mattress. Who has morning breath? Say it again. A faint smile touched his eyes, though his mouth stayed in a firm line. You. Definitely you. We were wrestling, breathless and tangled, when my bedroom door flew open. Kai, I know you were out last. My sister stopped dead. Her eyes took in the scene. My legs locked around Liam's waist, my arms around his neck, his hands braced on the bed on either side of me. You know what? Never mind, she said flatly, stepping back and closing the door with a soft click. Liam's face flushed scarlet. I groaned, rolling off him. Great. Now she thinks I'm bullying you again. I lay there wallowing until Liam pulled me up. Come on. She's waiting. No, I don't want to. He surprised me by simply scooping me up. I went rigid in his arms. I'll help you get ready, okay? Just hurry. It's rude to keep her waiting. The novelty of being waited on hand and foot was too good to pass up. I let him guide me through washing up, then clutched the hem of his shirt as we walked to the living room. My sister was on the sofa, one leg crossed over the other. Kui, out here. Now. I ducked completely behind Liam. Not happening. Fine. Then explain the climbing gear I found on the lawn. Oh, right. The rope. I pressed my forehead into Liam's back, my fingers nervously plucking at his shirt. Save me, I thought desperately. As if he'd heard, Liam spoke. Elise, it was my fault. I pushed him to it, staying out like that. He was just coming to find me. My sister sighed, and I sensed the storm passing. I peeked out. Yeah, it was all him. She shot me a look that had me hiding again. She stood and walked up to Liam. Don't indulge him too much. He'll take a mile and leave you with the headache. I know, Liam said, and his voice held a sincerity that surprised me. I'll handle it. After she left, I thumped his shoulder. Thanks for that. Maybe marriage isn't so bad. Shared blame is way better. He flicked my forehead. You could try being less of a handful. Me? I laughed. You were the one MIA all week. Living it up. Well, you certainly taught me a lesson, he muttered. I won't do it again. But you have to promise, too. No more escapes. I shrugged, feigning nonchalance. If you can stick to it, so can I. He turned to look at me, his gaze direct and serious. You mean that? I met his eyes, a strange feeling fluttering in my chest. Yeah, I do. Keep my word. It started as a challenge. But as weeks passed, and I didn't set foot in a bar or on a track, the promise became something else. Liam and I fell into a rhythm. Work, errands, quiet weekends exploring the city or hiking in state parks. It was normal, peaceful. One crowded Saturday, we were swept along a bustling boardwalk, our fingers laced tightly together so as not to be separated. He was holding a paper bag full of caramel apples, funnel cake, and saltwater taffy. All my cravings. I was licking a candied apple when my phone buzzed. A text from an old friend from my racing days abroad. Kai, I'm in town. We need to meet. I typed back a quick agreement, my stomach tightening with a vague guilt. As Liam looked over, I instinctively held the apple out to him. Want a taste? He took a bite. Sweet. Good. You really do have a thing for sweet stuff, don't you? I said without thinking. Food. People. Liam looked at me and I looked back, and we both quickly glanced away, but our joined hands tightened. He cleared his throat. That's not fair. You're the one with the sweet tooth. And as for people, he trailed off, then mumbled, looks like my preferences aren't as set as I thought. My heart did a funny little skip. What's that supposed to mean? We can end this anytime, you know? It's just an arrangement. He didn't answer. We walked in silence to the car. Just as we reached it, we both spoke at once.
I'm sorry.
We stared, then laughed, the tension dissolving. Our hands stayed linked all the way home. I felt dizzy, intoxicated, and I hadn't touched a drop. I met Asher alone at a downtown coffee shop. Liam and I had been inseparable, but this was a part of my past I didn't want to share. Long time. He moved to embrace me, his nose dipping too close to my neck. I pushed him back, an old habit of defense. Still have no sense of boundaries, I see. He smiled, unbothered. You know me, but you smell different. Like another alpha. Not pleasant. He said. I think it's fine. Like mint and soil. Helps me sleep. His smile faded. Sleep? You're sharing a bed with this alpha? Well, yeah. I took a sip of water. He's my husband. Husband. The word sat heavily between us. Kai, we had an understanding. A life of freedom. No strings. Things change, Asher. He stood up, agitated. Change? This is a betrayal. Coldness settled over me. Betrayal of what? You think I didn't know why people stuck around? My money? The novelty of a wild Omega? I was bored. Now I'm not. The party's over. His fist clenched. You're cruel. But I wonder, how serious are you, really, about this husband? I stood, pocketing my hands. None of your business. We're done here. He moved then, fast, his hands coming up to frame my face as he leaned in. I didn't retreat. I drove my forehead forward, connecting with a sickening crunch against his nose. He cried out, and as he reeled back, his fingers caught the edge of the discreet patch behind my ear, ripping it away. A wave of aggressive, cloying alpha scent, synthetic cinnamon and burnt rubber, assaulted me. My knees buckled, and I fell back into the chair, disoriented and nauseous. Liam's voice. The air cleared, flooded with that clean, green mint and earth scent. Strength rushed back into my limbs. I surged to my feet and drove my fist into Asher's already bleeding face. It was you, I snarled. That night on the track. The accident. The hospital room smelled of antiseptic. Liam sat beside me, using a small fan and a scent-neutralizing spray. My sister walked in and, to my surprise, just ruffled my hair. You okay? Yeah. You're not mad? What's to be mad about? I know someone tried to sabotage your race years ago. Paid to have you lose. I was outside your hospital room then, too, when they brought you in. We just never caught who released the scent that triggered your crash. She squeezed my shoulder. I'm just glad you're safe. I'll handle the rest. I felt a sudden, overwhelming surge of gratitude. Thanks, Elise. Love you. She left and I turned to Liam. His expression was stormy, his jaw tight. Hey, I nudged him. What's with the face? He looked away, fiddling with the spray can. Nothing. Doesn't matter. It obviously does. Talk to me. Why should I? You never listen. Or if you do, you don't care. Nothing I say makes a difference. His words were petty and tinged with a hurt I didn't understand. Frustrated, I cupped his face and kissed him, hard and brief. He froze, the flush returning to his cheeks. I'm listening now, I said. You take advantage, he mumbled, but he was leaning into my touch. Your face is always so red. I mused, my thumb stroking his cheek. How did you ever manage to chase after anyone? He caught my wrist as I started to pull away. Where are you going? You can't just start something and stop. Liam, I said, the question forming suddenly. Do you have feelings for me? He stiffened. Don't be ridiculous. Then let me ask another way. Is this how you act with everyone else? All flustered and... This? He went very still. The silence stretched. Fine, I said, starting to rise. I'll tell Elise I want to end the arrangement. Find someone else to keep me in line. His hand shot out, grasping the fabric of my jeans. I tugged, and he slid off the chair, landing on his knees with a soft thud. What are you doing? Get up. My legs. They're asleep. His voice was small. Please, don't go. Don't choose someone else. The sight of him kneeling, his eyes suddenly shiny, sent a pang through me. I knelt down to face him. God, you're so sensitive. I'm not leaving. You say that. A tear escaped, tracing a path down his cheek. But you will. You always do. I wiped it away, flustered. I won't. Promise. We're stuck with each other. Okay? Okay. He sniffed, the agreement immediate. But then he looked at me, vulnerable and earnest. Kui? Do you like me? Even a little? A little counts. I wanted to tease him. Instead, I found myself pressing a finger to his chest, over his heart. However much you like me, that's how much I like you. So if it's just a little, it's not, he said, his expression shifting into something complex and knowing. It's not just a little at all, but you'll figure that out. He stood, pulling me up with him. Eventually, the certainty in his voice was a mystery, and I've always been a sucker for an unsolved puzzle. At the year-end family gathering, I was exhausted from social niceties, collapsed on a plush sofa in a quiet corner. Liam was off fetching me a plate of appetizers from the buffet. That's when I saw him, the delicate, sweet-faced Omega from the bar, gliding up to my sister and Liam's parents. Liam returned, balancing a plate. What's caught your eye? I gave him a sidelong look. He followed my gaze and chuckled. Oh, him. Jealous? Should I be? That's my cousin. My mother's nephew. He had the grace to look sheepish. So you lied to me. From the start. He offered a placating smile, setting the plate down and immediately starting to massage my shoulders. Friends and acquaintances passing by shook their heads in amused disbelief. How'd you manage that? One asked. I opened my mouth to joke about ropes and wrestling, but Liam spoke first, his voice soft and sure as he looked at me. Patience, he said. It just takes a great deal of patience.